Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of TMC Talk. And today we're here with...
Taxi PNG, man. What's up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, Taxi? How's your day been?
It's been good. You know what I'm saying? Pretty chill. Pretty vibe. You know what I'm saying? Rolled out here.
Hell yeah.
Chill vibe. Had a few shoots this morning. And yeah, we're pretty done for the day.
Now we're here. Oh, man, it's been cool. I woke up. Now I'm here. So the first thing I'm doing today. Your first time coming to the studio. What's your first impression of the studio?
I thought with the vibe. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. So it's it catches you off guard because you just see a building and then you walk inside and it's so many different things going on. So I definitely bang with it. You know what I'm saying? I mess with it for sure.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it, bro.
Sure.
So anybody who follows you knows your page. Yeah. They know you for your photography, your reels. How'd you get into it? When did you first pick up a camera?
Oh well, okay. So today's date is June 11th, so that means 6/11. So it's been 2 years, 6 months, and 11 days since I first started.
Okay.
And I started on January 1st, 2022 on purpose, so that way I can calculate it just like that. So anytime anyone asks me when I started, I want to give you the exact date, exact time. I want to tell you exactly when it happened, rather than saying, oh yeah, about 2 years ago, about 2 years and some change. No, I'm going to tell you exactly when I decided to take this thing serious. So that's exactly why I started like that. But content-wise, I would say I started doing content about a year and 6 months ago. So my first year was just shooting, trying to figure out life. And doing it because I went full-fledged. That's when I quit my job. That's when all of that happened. Was on January 1st, 2022. And then I just decided to just, go full-fledged with it. And I was like, man, something got to give, basically. So it was something got to give. I got to try something or whatever. So took 2 credit cards. You know what I'm saying? And I bought all of my camera gear up front. I do not recommend anyone to do that. But I literally took 2 of my credit cards, maxed them out. I had $8K in debt immediately from just maxing them out. I took out a few things and I was like, bruh, and I paid my rent up 2 months, with these credit cards. You know what I'm saying? So 2 credit cards and a dream is how we started, man. 2 credit cards and a dream. But the origin of why I started was for women empowerment. A lot of people don't know or may know, you know what I'm saying? It's a topic I don't really talk about too much, but my mother, as I was growing up, she struggled with domestic violence and things of that nature. So I figured what's one way for me to give back to women without having to physically touch them or physically do anything to them. So when I took a picture, I was with some friends. I took a picture of them. My first time taking a picture like this, I was at the beach in New Smyrna about it was like a few months before I actually started and wanted to take this serious. And I was taking pictures of my friends. Some random people came up and was like, oh, can you take our picture too? And I took it and I was like, oh my gosh, we look so good. And something sparked inside of me and I was like, oh my gosh, I made them feel great. I made them feel amazing. I made them feel good. And I made them essentially see themselves in a different light without having to do anything. I just took a picture and I showed it to you and you're like, oh my gosh, you made me look amazing. That sentence right there changed my life. You made me look amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I made you see yourself differently. And a few months later, I literally just sat down. I was like, okay, how can I make this a business? How can I actually take this to the next level? Because I feel like this is my way to give back, you know what I'm saying? And try to help the next generation of women in a way that I couldn't help my generation of women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people the women in my family and stuff like that, a lot of them deal with things like that. And I was like, how can I give back? Which is another reason why I mainly shoot women too.
Right.
So it's I shoot guys and stuff like that, whenever they want stuff like that. But I don't target or market to men mostly because they're not really the reason I started. You know what I'm saying?
And that's always been your niche from the beginning,
right?
That's
my niche from the beginning. And I try to always stick to it. And I didn't necessarily, now I'm okay with being on little podcast interviews and stuff. The reason I didn't want to or started to before was because imagine you're a first time photographer, right? Mm-hmm. And you come out with that and say oh, I want to do this for women. I want to do that for women. And you have no platform, but you're saying that you're immediately going to be seen as weird.
Weird, you're targeting.
Oh, exactly.
So
that's why I was being very strategic. I said, man, my first year, I'm going to just network. I'm going to just push out. I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to say what my purpose is yet because I don't need nobody judging me off of not knowing me.
Right.
So now that I have the platform that I'm able to have, now I want to push that women empowerment more. That's why I started doing little videos. I don't know if you've seen the video where I did with one of my ambassadors, Kay. She did her video basically talking about her sexual assault and how it changed her life and how she was able to, grow from that experience. And, it was a very traumatic and bad experience. And that happens to a lot of people. And you never can judge a book by its cover because you never know who it could have happened to. So that's how I look at every single one of my clients, every single one of my models, because I don't know what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sees can see this very beautiful girl on Instagram and social media, but you don't know what they deal with behind closed doors. And that's what I try to help with. It's like every time I have a photo shoot, it's a therapy session. Whether you pay for the photo shoot or we do a collab or you're one of my ambassadors or whatever, it's always a therapy session. I'm always gonna start it off by asking, how are you doing today? How are you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? How was your week gone? You know what I'm saying? I'm letting them know that you are a queen. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that that's gonna uplift you and you're gonna feel better leaving the session. So it's stuff like that. I cater to my women. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the whole reason that I started.
Yeah. And then my experiences with like being on shoots with you is that you're really good at like directing the shoot and getting models to feel comfortable. Is that something that you developed over time, or did you always have that?
One thing I can say is it's gonna sound crazy, I've never had good relationships with guys, like ever. So like all of my cousins on my dad's side mainly is all girls, right? And then my cousins on like my mom's side are like scattered and stuff like that. But I get a lot of that from when I was growing up, and let's say like, you know, the lack thereof having like the presence of my mom in my life in certain areas. Other women started to step in. Like I had teachers that would step in. I had like other friends that would step in. I had other like authoritative figures like council women, stuff like that would see me. And I always tell them that they see something in me, right? So throughout growing and building all these relationships, they all kind of helped me understand like the way women think a lot more and be able to like boost my feminism basically and like make me be more comfortable in that space, because a lot of my models now, they see me as like a girl's girl. And I have no problem with that because I'm 100% comfortable in my masculinity. I paint my nails, do all of that stuff to make them feel comfortable, to let them know that like I'm a part, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm okay with it. I don't care. However, I'm okay with getting a little zesty sometimes, all of that, because I know it's gonna make you feel a lot more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I know it's going to make you feel better. And it makes me feel good to know that you feel good as well. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I could do that for you. So, no, it's not something that I feel like, yes, kind of is something that I kind of always had, but it grew before I got into the business. And then it got even more enhanced as I was doing the business and as I was working with more models and things of that nature, because like all throughout my life, women just resonated with me. Like in a sense of like comfort or a sense of like feeling that I can understand where they're coming from and stuff like that. And I've always had like friends that were girls. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like even growing up, like I have a bad history with like male friends. Like so like throughout my like younger years, like 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, middle school, like the whole school was calling me gay, stuff like that. And it was because of guys. Like guys were starting those rumors and spreading those rumors. So from there, it kind of sprung that I didn't really have a good relationship with dudes, because girls would attract to me, you know what I'm saying? And like be cool with me, be friends with me and stuff like that. And then all the guys would hate that. So now it's like they're calling my clothes fake. They're saying all this stuff. They're spreading whatever rumors that they can about me. It's
the hate because they see you around the girls that they were trying to be around and they don't got that
and the
same
crazy
attention.
part was I didn't even want the girls. It was just like I felt more comfortable around them because I didn't feel like I had to be judged. And I feel like that's another big part that helped, like when I like with me growing up, stuff like that. When you have a group of guys around you, somebody has to always be the alpha. Someone's always going to want to be that alpha or make that alpha complex or want to be the head of that group. Right. And growing up, that's always how it was, bro. And it's like I would never try, but I always like, now I'm noticing looking back that I had like a commander complex, or like a you know what I'm saying, a commander trait. Basically what they kind of call like someone who has command. Like when you walk in the room, people want to like listen to you talk or something like that.
Yeah, like so, you walk in the room, you suck the air out the room.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm noticing that now because like teachers were telling me stuff like that. It's not me saying about myself, but like I took personality tests and stuff like that, and this is like stuff that continuously comes out. So I'm like, okay, then that means that I must have those traits, stuff like that. So I feel like when in a room full of guys, it's like I'm a threat in a sense, I guess. Like I don't necessarily look at it like that, but like I guess like it makes it seem as if I'm a threat. Which is another reason why I don't really hang around too many dudes, because when you hang around a lot of guys, a lot of things can go wrong. So I just be by myself a lot, you know what I'm saying? But as continue to grow, I feel like that helped me, you know, get more in tune with my feminine side and, you know, understand women a lot more, you know what I'm saying? But it all really started from my mom.
Right. Do you often get invited to like girls' nights out?
Nah, I never get invited to the girls' nights out. I feel like that's where the line's drawn.
Okay.
Nah, I never get invited to like girls' nights out. It's like I didn't really get invited nowhere, but like I'm fine with that though, because I don't go nowhere. Like I'm chill with chilling. I'm chill with being dolo. But I never get invited to no girls' nights out. I just be vibing for like I get asked for advice like they're like comfortable to that point where like they're asking about advice of like guys, and I understand it because I'm a guy, so it's like you want to ask and think how's a guy think,
right?
And it kind of helps me too because it's like when I'm talking to girls, it's like okay, how's a girl think? Now you're letting me know how girls think, so it's like you know what I'm saying. So
nice.
I feel like it's like kind of like an even trade off, and then with girls you don't feel judged, like you don't feel they're not the same gender as you, so it's not gonna make you feel like judge or like you have to uphold this manly man. You know what I'm saying? You can get a little soft, you can get a little vulnerable, you can
you can open up.
You can open up. But when it's like if it's flip, it's like, oh yeah, bro, I gotta be hard. They can't see me down. They can't see me, you know what I'm saying?
You can't show weakness.
Exactly. But that's why so I feel like that also helped me like, get better in my space and like being more comfortable and stuff.
Oh yeah. So like me personally, the reason I asked about like directing and stuff is because I feel like I'm the opposite. I feel like when it comes to I say it's more on the photo side than the video side. Like, cause I feel like when I'm shooting music videos, I can direct the music video, I can guide an artist. But when it comes to like posing models, guys or girls, like I feel like on the photo side, I just don't know how to pose people, give that confidence. But
I feel like a really big part of that is studying, cause it's like a lot of us jump into the field and just jump into the field. Like a lot of us jump into the field but don't do the back end. I'm guilty of that also, but I'm a pretty good improviser as well. So I feel like that helps me a lot of the time. But when you don't physically do any studying or back end, and studying could be just you're scrolling on Pinterest and looking at poses. Like you don't have to physically show nobody how to do them, but just when you see it in your head so much, when you're out in a shoot, you're gonna think of, oh, that pose goes for this, that pose goes for that. It's like studying for a test. You know what I'm saying? So before I'm about to do a shoot, I always study like hundreds of poses that could possibly fit for that. Okay, boom, I got a grad shoot tomorrow. All right, bet. I'm gonna go ahead and look through all these grad poses and I'm gonna just think like I'm gonna just look at all of them and think what could possibly fit for tomorrow's shoot. And I'm gonna just keep looking at more. Saving helps you, yeah, cool. But sometimes for me, I feel like it looks a little unprofessional when you're on site and you pull out a pose and be like, okay, yeah, do this pose. And you're showing them someone else's photo, someone else's pose. So now you're like just copying and duplicating. But if you had it in your head and you just tell them to do that, they're gonna feel so much better. They're gonna recommend you more because you know what you're doing. You didn't research it while you're on the job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to always study before whether I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow or I don't. I study the night before, so that way they at least think I do. Because I always say yes to a job that I don't even know if I could do, but I believe I can. You know what I'm saying? And then the night before, I'll just study. Like if I like, oh, you ever shot an engagement before? Yeah, I did, but I know I didn't. But let me go ahead and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Let me go ahead and lock in and watch these videos and.
Is there any types of shoots that you try to stay away from?
I mean, I did weddings for a while. The reason that I would say like that I personally stay away from weddings is because I come home with 4,000 plus photos that I have to go through, and it's not like weddings make cheese. Don't get me wrong, but I'm the type of person that I physically love my craft. I'm not saying that if you do weddings, you don't love your craft. You probably are in love with doing the weddings. But me personally, if I do a wedding, I'm only going to end up getting 2 to 4 a month. And I personally need to shoot more than that. Yeah. Like if I don't touch my camera every single day, like I fall into a depression. People that's how you know when somebody really has a passion, bro. Like if you don't pick up your camera in a day or two and you just feel like you're worthless and you're not doing anything with your life, that's how you know that you're meant to be here. Like, I don't know. That's how you know that you're meant to be doing this because, bro, some people will not pick up their camera and they'll be fine. I'm not fine. I got to use my camera every single day because, for one, that's what I got it for. For two, I love doing this. So it's like, with weddings, I was doing weddings and then also weddings would add complications. Okay, boom, you got to give them back their stuff between 2 weeks to a month, right? Now, let's say, for example, you're doing those, but you have other shoots coming while you need to still be organized on getting that wedding out, but you got shoots flooding. So now everything's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I try to stay with the shoots that I'm able to,
Quick turnaround,
and I'm able to be fully have my, quick turnaround and also be able to have full creative control a lot of the time. Because I feel like if you come to me for a reason. I try to stay away from people who come to me, not necessarily come to me with a vision, but come to me and know too much of exactly what they want to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times what happens is when they know exactly like too much of what they want to come to you for, it's like portion of it is like, why'd you come to me? Because it's like, you know exactly what you're going to do so bad, so do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you come to me, I feel like you're hiring me for for shooting and for the vision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're coming to me for that, bro, I can put it together for you. Throw a few ideas out here, all right, bet we connect them. But I hate being directed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not saying that I'm not a listener, but I like, when it comes down to me being directed, I get frustrated because it's like, you want it how you want it and you're never going to get it that way because I'm doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
have you ever had any experiences like that on set where they're like, oh, nah, see, I need you to shoot down here.
And my
like,
toes start curling. Like my toes start, that's when my toes start. I have that a lot on like, not necessarily a lot anymore because I stopped taking certain clients, but a lot in the sense of like, where they're like, oh, can you do it like this or can you do it like that? Not even saying like, can you do it like that? Basically, the main thing that I be having a problem with is like, if you give me an angle to do it, I don't have a problem with that. But if they're like, oh, I don't like this. Like if they're like, if I show them the photos and I know they're amazing pictures and they're like, oh, I don't like this. In my head, I know you don't like how you look. There's no way you don't like how the photo looks. Because the photo came out amazing. So I just think you don't like how you look in the photo. So it's stuff like that, and those clients are the hardest to please because they want it to look a certain way, and you can't make it look a certain way because they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't fit what they're trying to do, and it hurts me because like my job is to be able to give that to you, but sometimes you just can't.
Bro, you ever had a client? Real story here. You ever had a client ask you to take one of your photos and run it through AI because they didn't like how they look?
Bruh. And I'm like, yes, bro. And
bro.
But it's like, I don't know. I'm the type, I've gotten more blunt. Let me say it like that. I've gotten a little bit better with saying no because before I was yes everything. I was yes everything when I started with everything, bro, because I just always wanted to do it. And I'm like, bro, if you came to me and you trusted me enough to do your work, then okay, cool. But if you're like the running through the AI part, bro, I was like, what'd you come to me for? Because I had people ask me that, and it's like, I had to try to think about how to say no. Because like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know. I don't mean like that, but damn.
So
bro, like,
I had a client, right?
Yeah.
She flew me out to this location. I'm not gonna say the location because you don't know the client.
Yeah.
Flew me out to this location. We spent like a week up there shooting content, for them, and all the photos that we took, they didn't like their appearance the way that they look now.
Yeah, see, that's insane.
So it's getting ran through AI every single photo, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
And I'm objecting to it. Her team's objecting to it.
But she's loving it.
Right. And it just doesn't look like nothing like her.
Let's say, for example, you're a nail tech or something like that. A business where somebody physically has to meet up with you. Right? Now you're promoting all this on their cars and they're thinking they're getting one person, but they're getting another person. Bro, like, speaking of roles, bro, like, I had to learn that early is I don't care who you are. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like my business model is my business model, and I had to learn that. I had to learn that quick because I was letting a lot of people get over on me and, like, morph my work in ways that doesn't fit my image, for one. And, like, for stuff like that, I'd be like, I'll do it, but don't tag me. Like, I don't be like that, but I'll do it if you're paying, but do not tag me, bro. Like, I'll do stuff like that. But like, well, why don't tag you? Because I don't promote that kind of work. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I want to put out there that I do. You know what I'm saying? So no, you could do that. You can do it your way. But
so speaking a little bit on AI, like, we see Adobe coming out with a lot of fire AI things. I feel like AI is starting to take over. Do you think AI could potentially take over our industry in the future?
No. Never. Ever. With times 19 evers. You know why? Because the human brain is so intellectual. Like, the human brain can't be duplicated, and we know that because robots still are robotic. Like, they've made so many different variations of robots to try to, like, take over the human brain or use it as the human brain, but they still can't think like a human because they're not. All of us are given souls. Robots don't have souls. So our soul has a specific track that it has to go down. A robot doesn't have a soul that has a specific track. That track is generated, so it can't go down the same track that we can go down. So I
see that from a moral perspective, but from a creative perspective, I feel like there's endless possibility when it comes to.
I don't think there's endless possibilities, but there's always gonna be a thought that AI didn't think of. Because all of the thoughts that are in AI
are pre-generated. Pre-generated.
So there are still things that are going to come from people who are born today into today's life that need to be generated down the line, but it's not yet because it hasn't happened yet. So it's like those thoughts haven't been thought yet. You You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
when you're first starting your photography career, you don't know what questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I want to know everything, but you don't know exactly what questions to ask.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get to know everything. Because you come to me and say, I want to know everything. I'm like, bro, what do you want to know?
Facts.
Like, that's the main problem that a lot of photographers have is like, you don't know what to ask. So with this AI taking over, I do not think so. I only feel like it can enhance everything. Because if you can take your knowledge and put it together with something that's generated, I
Right.
feel like you can really create some magic. But everybody's brain is different, so it's still going to come out differently. All it is giving you a little bit of an enhancement
Right.
to your business, your job, or your creative process.
You ever use generative fill in Photoshop?
Yeah, I love it. I love
That's
generative fill. I love using
amazing, bro.
I love it
Amazing.
because my thing is like I say that like I used to spend hours, right, creating toes or like because something would happen, like for example, in their heels, their toe will be crossed over the other toe.
Right.
And I have to uncross the toe.
Yeah.
So it's little things like that, or like the extra extending the background. When I used to extend the background, I would have to do different ways of extending the background. Now you just extend it and boom, it extends. So I feel like that's very helpful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's very helpful because it's very. Like, it sped up my workflow so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So much. You know what I'm saying? Only thing now is that they're adding that little credits BS in to where, like, you can only do, like, a certain amount per month or something like that. They're trying to start adding in.
On Photoshop?
Adobe, yeah. They're trying to start adding that in to where you can only do a certain amount per month.
Oh, that
and
sucks.
each credit is a generation. Generative.
So if it generates it bad, you still wasted a credit.
You wasted one credit, yeah. So they're starting to roll that out.
That sucks.
They're starting to roll that out. I hate
Because
that.
I remember it was like free and unlimited at first when it was in the
but
beta.
people were exploiting it.
Oh yeah.
But that was why, because look, so for example, the thing that people don't know is that there are generators, like off-site generators that are generating this for you, like physical, like
like
everything's not in the cloud.
servers.
Like that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's physical servers in warehouses, and there's only a certain amount of real estate that they can take up with these servers. So if you overpower it too much, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna mess with the servers. So now it's gonna fall back on Adobe.
I feel like you pay the subscription for that. Like me, I pay like 50, 60 bucks a month.
I'm thinking the same exact thing. But their thing is like they physically can't take up as much space as there are people to generate what they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the cost doesn't add up. So I was just like, when I was reading the form, I was like, okay, it just makes sense. Like, I was like, I can't really get mad. Because basically what they're trying to tell you is stop cheating. That's basically, like, not necessarily stop cheating, but like in a way they're trying to tell you like, hey bro, do the work. Like,
Or use it wisely.
Use it for what it's needed for. Because in the mindset is you never had it before and you were doing fine.
Yeah.
So
don't OD it. Don't
you know
OD
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's good too, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like, it's gonna make you lazy. Like, you're not gonna want to vacuum no more. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna want to actually like clean up the image. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, foop, oh yeah, bet, threw it away. And now out of nowhere, AI's gone or something, or the shit crashes. What are you gonna do?
Facts.
You didn't learn the basics. You didn't know how to do it before. So now you're gonna be thrown.
And Instagram now, it's auto detecting if your image has AI in it.
Yeah, I seen that on there. I'm chilling though, because I'll never use AI for real.
But the generative fill is considered AI.
The generative fill is considered AI, but that's only if you use like some crazy shit. Like,
I've seen it on some simple things.
If you generative fill your background, right? Like the AI generative fill your background, I don't feel that's a problem.
Okay,
Like,
but you think it'll come up tagged?
Nah, I think when you put things in it.
Things in it?
Like physical things. Like if you generative fill a physical thing into it. Because the way I get around it is, let's say for example, I want to put an alligator in the lake. I get an image of an alligator, right? I select around the alligator and I generative fill the line. I don't generative fill the alligator.
So you fill it so that it matches the scene.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's not, it's like tricking it.
Right.
Like I put an alligator in a lake before. That's the actual like thing I've done. LOL. But like I generative fill around the line of the alligator where it was selected,
and like blend it.
It'll blend it into it. So now the only thing that generative fill is that line. You're not going to detect that line. If it was the entire alligator and I just circled a space and put alligator, it would detect it.
Yeah.
But even if it does, I don't know if it could hurt. Like if it's an AI generated image, okay, we tagged as AI, but like, I don't know how it could really hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's gonna hurt your growth or nothing.
Right.
Like,
It's just gonna represent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna really like hurt your growth or nothing, unless like later on in the like in the years or something like that, they'd be like, oh, AI is banned. Now everything that you have tagged might get deleted. That's the only thing I could really necessarily see. Like, it's like, oh, AI images on Instagram.
I don't think they'd ban AI, though.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, not
but
creatively.
I mean, Instagram, though, like, I don't know, like, maybe Instagram's like, oh, AI generated images are deceiving. We don't allow any deceiving images on our platform. Boom, you're erased. I could see that possibly happening. And they're like, oh, you're like you're.
But then every edited image would be.
I know, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like I always try to think about good, worst, bad, worst scenario.
Right.
I try to think about all scenarios because you never know.
Facts.
Because you never know what be coming up, bro. And like everything just starts happening out of nowhere, and now you got a new update, and it's like, bro, you didn't plan for that update.
Facts.
That AI came out of nowhere for sure, though.
Hell yeah. So, question for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You shoot with Sony, you shoot with Canon. What's the overall superior brand?
So like I feel like superior brand wise is dependent of what you do daily. The reason that I use my Sony and the Sony that I have, and the reason why I selected it is because I'm a hybrid shooter. So like I do photo, video. So like I'm hybrid. If I was just photo, then I would probably have stayed with my Canon. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I started off with Canon. Canon has the color science. Everybody knows that. That's a known fact. You know what I'm saying? And then usually with your Sony is going to be more like blue tones or more cool tones. The Canon's gonna be more warmer tones, so like with darker skin tones like that, it's gonna be more true to color. But that doesn't mean that you can't calibrate your Sony to be more true to color as well. It just takes more time each time of the shoot. The Canon, I could never take it out and just shoot, and I don't gotta do no white balance for real if I don't really want to or nothing. The auto white balance, I feel like on the Canon is a lot better. And then the auto white balance on the Sony is usually it always goes towards the blue lights, or if it's too white, it'll go towards the oranges. You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta really do it on there, but I also feel like because the video features on the Sony are a lot more superior as well, that I feel like that's why it kind of goes toward like the white balance is so hard because, and that's why I feel like you have to get your white balance so right on a Sony.
Yeah.
But overall superiority definitely is gonna always come down to like, you know, who you are and like what you use it for. Me, I'm gonna say Sony because I use my Sony every single day and that's my daily shooter, and I'd buy every single Sony if I could. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my Sony A7S III. I love the FX3. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it depends on who you are. But when it comes down to Canon, I kind of fell in love with the build of the Sony as well too now, like as far as like how it feels in my hand, how easy it is to like store, portability, the ports on it, where the ports are, the 2 SD card slots and where they are, the types of batteries that they have, the interchangeability of the different stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? The Canon's line have all their stuff too, but a lot of the bodies are different. Like a lot of the, like if you look at the Sony, you don't know which Sony that is.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like the A7S, the R, they all of them look pretty similar.
Yeah.
So they're gonna fit your hands pretty similar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of the Canons, only like the R line looks the same. All the others look totally different.
Yeah.
Like you got the Rebel got the big butt at the top.
Yeah.
You got the C70. C70 got a big back and a big bottom. You got the R5. The R5 looks different than the regular R. Like so all of them kind of have like differences to them. So I guess, you know, then those are more versatile, I guess you could say too, for depending on who the shooter is. Right. But I feel like this one, a lot of the time you can use some of the same stuff. Sometimes your camera cage might fit different. Your camera cage might fit your A7 series, your A7S series. They might fit the same camera because they're damn near the same like body. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these same attachments could fit on the same camera, stuff like that. So that's why I be liking it like that, because I got so many different little attachments from my Sony. So if I upgrade to the R5 or to another S or another one of the line of the A series, I'll be able to still use the same attachments. So that's kind of what I like.
I feel that.
Like obviously with cameras like that are the same brand, you probably be able to use the same lenses still, but the same attachments. A lot of times that's not always going to come through. Like same battery grip on the same Canon, you're not going to be able to use the same battery. It's
the same batteries on the Canons. Like every Canon's got a different battery as well.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you can't use the same. Because like my RP got one type of battery, got the LP17, and then LPE17, and then the R flat, the R6, the R flat has a different battery than that one. Right. So it's like damn. And then like you got the NF, I forgot what it is, like N70s or whatever. These that go inside of in here, the Z batteries are the same throughout. So it's like I don't know. It's like I feel like they kind of planned it out a lot better. But I feel like when it came to Canon, I feel like a lot of the people in the technical aspect was getting in arguments or something, and they were just like, "Nah, bro, we want it this way, we want it this way" when they upgrade. But like Sony just had like a continuous little like growth line, and then Canon was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go here."
Yeah,
here,
no,
here,
I'm
here.
not gonna lie. Canon's is lineup. They're it's not like gradually upgrading.
nah.
It's like
Canon's lineup's like, whoa.
yeah. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want that? Like,
But like, you know, in their mindset, it's probably like, oh, it's versatility. You know what I'm saying? It's for the shooter, whoever the shooter is. Are you a shooter that wants to spend this much, or are you a shooter that wants to spend this much? Do you need this many features, or do you need this many features? So it's like that. And then a lot of stuff that's upgraded with Sony is through firmware updates. So it's like you got the first. So it's like I guess like low key on some iPhone versus Android shit. Low key, like I feel like Sony's like. I don't know.
I think so. Me personally, the one thing I really don't like about Sony's is their menu system.
I had to. That's okay. I'm on your side with that one. I can't even argue.
Like using the Blackmagic's menu system is my favorite for sure. One, because the screen's fucking massive.
Huge, yeah.
And the menu system, you just click, 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 and then you can do everything from like one menu system, and it's super easy.
I can't argue with that one, because when I first got my Sony, I was like, damn, what the fuck is this? Like, I was like, damn, what is this? Like, I'm trying to like figure it out. And my Canon was one of my favorites too. I used the Nikon, all that stuff like that, but I didn't like theirs. But I liked Canon. And Canon was like easy to understand. It was like everything was where you thought it would be. Like whatever the image like is where you thought it would be. But Sony is like low key like a MacBook, bro. Like you gotta dig into shit to get into more stuff. Like it's like it'll give you a list of like certain things, and then you have to go into one that you think it might be under. Then it'll be another tab. Then it's another tab. Then it's another tab. So it's like breaking it down. Whereas like, you know, Canon and the others are like just they're where they're at. They're where they say they are. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I love Sony too though, because it allows me to get more technical. I don't like how the menu system looks or how it's laid out, but it allows me to get a lot more technical into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can upload custom LUTs, stuff like that to the camera, download stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying I can't do that with my Canon. I can, but I just feel like it's a lot easier.
with my Sony. Working with the Sony and like using it like with the computer, tethering phones is definitely easier connectivity. A lot easier. I feel like it's a lot easier, because when I try to do my Canon, bro, like you can't just connect that USB-C cord from your computer to your thing to try to do data transfer. It's not as easy. You gotta like do something else. You gotta like download an app and
extra steps. But your Sony turns right into basically a hard drive or a storage system. Like right when you collect that bit, turn it into a storage system, and you could just get the files right off with the USB-C cable. So I just feel like it's a lot of versatility with it, bro. Like a lot of versatility with it.
Would you like what's your next pickup? Are you looking to upgrade anytime soon?
I want to get a ZVE1, bro. Only because I'm about to.
Wait, that's a
Sony. It's a ZVE1. So it's like they made like a. It's like the same camera.
It's like a vlog camera,
but smaller. Yeah, it's a vlog camera. It auto tracks you, shit like that. And I'm like, bro, that shit got crazy features. And I'm like, bro, they put that thing in that small body, but they basically put all the good features of my camera into that camera. Just for like vloggers or travelers, stuff like that. But it's like literally it goes 4K, it goes 10-bit, it goes 120. Like it does everything my camera does, like all the goods of my camera. And I'm like, damn. And y'all made it late or whatever. But I wanted that one just like for my second shooter, and it's lighter, and I want to be able to use that for like, you know, my vlogging some more, my BTS, stuff like that, because it's also exceptional in low light. That's another thing I can say about fucking Sony. Oh my god, that low light go crazy. I love my low light. But yeah, that's definitely one thing I would do, because I'm trying to do a lot more tutorials at nighttime, so I need that, because I have my B cam is a Canon, and it's not good at nighttime. Like not too good at nighttime. Like it's not, because being that it has that good color science, it's basically majority good during the day. Right. Because I used to use for like my nighttime photography, videography, I always use my Canon. I was shooting Canon Rs, like that's all I was using. And then I was like, man, let me go ahead and get my Sony. Let me go ahead and get a Sony and try it out. And I started using the Sony for my nighttime stuff, and everything was just so much brighter.
Do you have like a max ISO that you go to, or you don't care to crank the ISO?
So personally, photos, I stay around 100 to 250 ISO. My shutter
100 to 250?
100 to 250 when I'm shooting photos, right?
Okay.
That's during the day. That's like all during the day before 6 p.m. And then my shutter never leaves 250. People ask me why. I don't fucking know.
Strictly 250.
I love it, bro. I just love 250. I love
250 is a good number.
Because when I shoot, you don't catch no blur for real, but it's not too high to where it's too dark. Like, I love my 250. And then if I could do 2.8, I'll do 2.8, but I might move it up a little bit if it's during the day and it's like really, really harsh, I'll go up, you know what I'm saying? But nighttime, my max is like, my max that I ever shot when I was like in a club or something like that with no light, just raw, was 5200. Was like 52, yeah, 52. Oh, so man. It's like, yeah, exactly, 52. But that big goes even higher than that. But 52 is like my max that I use, and it still shows clear. But you know, you got to make sure everything's like level. So like the native on the native is like every like 3 or 4. So for example, like native on here is 640 when shooting video, right? And then it goes to 12800. Mm-hmm. Right? And then after that, it's 3200. So it's like everything's doubled. Right. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's like 12800 after 640 times 2, 12800. Yeah. 12800 times 2. Then it goes up again. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like that, it's kind of like where all the native points are. But the main native points are the 12800 and then the 640 when shooting video. So if it's at nighttime, I'm going to be 12800. And then daytime, I'm going to be 640. I don't care if it's bright as hell outside. I'm not going my ISO down. I just bump my shutter speed up and my f-stop. Right. Damn. And then indie filters obviously always help as well. You know what I'm saying? Help bring it all together.
So me personally, like, I'll shoot 15K ISO if I have to. Mm. Like, I don't know if you have like a noise reduction software. Would you get it on Final Cut?
I don't. Yeah, I use Final Cut, but I never use noise reduction.
So I have this. It's called Neat Noise Reduction for Premiere Pro, and it cleans it up like fire. Like to where
they got a 360. They got 3 different like little plugins on there. Like it's like a 360 noise reduction and then something else noise reduction and another one. But I don't know. I never use it because I never have to. Like, as long as like your shutter and your f are even in relation to your ISO, it should be straight. Like sometimes like I use zebras and all that other shit, so like it kind of helps with leveling everything together to be able to see exactly like, okay, if it looks good or not. Because when you're clicking between your ISOs, it kind of shows you the noise on your viewfinder. I mean, on your display. It kind of shows you the noise, and like the moment that you click right past one, you could tell it is native because it all goes clear. Like it'll be like noise, and then when you click it, it'll be like clear. Like out of nowhere, it's just like the whole screen goes clear. That's how you know like, okay, all of it's balanced. And then that's when like I know like, okay, boom, I'm in a native space right now. And then I never really deal with that. But I also shoot in log, and like it'll be noisy in log, but the moment that I color grade it, it'll like fix out. So I never really have to. And then I'll like sharpen it up and stuff like that too, which also kind of like I guess helps take away from that noise. But I never really used noise reduction before. I never really had to. I used it one time during the day when I was shooting like an engagement. But other than that, I never really had to. I was shooting an engagement video.
Oh yeah. Are you looking to get into like any films and like shooting any like shooting more video, or are you looking to continue mostly in the photo world?
Oh no, my heart is with video. I started with video. I've been doing video since high school. So like my heart is with video. All of my certifications. I have more of my certifications in video than photo. Like I went to school for it. All of that book PS. So like I have so much in that. So that's where my heart's at. But majority of like the stuff I do when that comes is like, you know, personal stuff like that or whatever. I try to like, you know, build within that. But I've done short films. I've been on sets. I've been like, you know, I've been lighting operator, assistant DP, AD, all stuff like that. So I have a lot of experience through all that stuff. And it's like, would I want to continue doing it? I mean, yeah, like it's fun. So it's like, I guess, you know, like why not, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, possibly. I don't know. I fell in love. Like when I was doing all of that, it was cool to be in the front, but like out of nowhere, I just started falling in love with BTS. Like then I just started like doing like BTS on Netflix series and stuff like that. Like they had like a Netflix series. I forgot where it was at, but it was in Miami, and I had this BTS for this Netflix show, and that shit was fun. And it was like they just wanted me to do BTS. That was the first time me doing BTS before, like, behind the scenes for anything. And I was like, okay, cool. And I did BTS, and I was like, it was cool because, like, when you're doing BTS, you're kind of working at your own pace. Yeah. Like, you're not yelled at by, like, the director when you're the AD. You're not, you know what I'm saying, if you're director of photography, you're not really getting, like, you're getting, like, bossed when you're when you're every other
Yeah, when you got, position, like, a staff role.
Yeah. When any other staff position, you're like, you know what I'm saying? And like when you're like doing BTS, you're like the second director, but of your own film. So now you have to create the BTS film, but you're a one-man army. Right. Basically, when you're doing the behind the scenes. So that's kind of like, I think that's why I started to respect that, because like, bruh, if I don't put this out, they won't see how all of this happened.
Right.
So I still feel like I'm a vital role. Like I feel like, you know, the A role and that B role, that BTS, bro, is like I'm still. I feel like I'm a vital role. So like when I do get on short film set and stuff like that, I love to do like the BTS because it's how I see it, like how I visioned it, and I feel like that also allowed me to put my own touch on stuff too. So like yeah, with film and stuff like that, you know, I had a roommate in college who was a film major, and his classes were like 4 or 5 hours, and I would go with him like he did like film, he filmed on film sets and stuff like that, and that was just pretty cool. But there's like definitely a lot that goes into it for sure, and it's harder, not necessarily harder, but when I was doing that and it was cool and stuff, but like I just got called to photography. Like photography just became a calling. It's like something that I just became like really, really good at, and everybody noticed me for it, and I just blew up off of that. And it's like it was never really like necessarily intended to like blow up off of. Like it kind of just happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, videography will always have my heart. But it's just now I'm at the part where like you just can't leave photography. I've grown so much of photography that's just like that's also another part of my heart now too.
Hell yeah.
So it's like I don't know, but like you know, I do want to do more video, but I've been focusing on a lot more video, like for like personal stuff, trying to like stuff like that. Because I travel a lot, and I'm a one-man army, so it's like traveling and vlogging yourself and filming yourself cinematically is all another collaboration request from a business. But yeah, bro. So I want to do it, but I probably do a lot personal stuff. But it's hard when you're by yourself.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I do like the cinematic filming. Like I try to vlog, which is cool, but like I try to like I'll be at the airport and I'll get like 12 different angles of me going up the fucking escalator. Stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like now when it's time to edit it, oh boom, you got a shoot that comes out of nowhere. So it's like you can't edit it and now it gets put on the back burner. So I've been to so many different states and countries, bro, and they're just all on my hard drives.
Really? Damn.
Because I just don't have no one to edit it, or I don't necessarily trust too many people to edit it too. Maybe my big thing, I don't really trust too many people because I don't know what they're gonna do with my content. And it's like, they weren't there, so they don't see it how you see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They could see it better, or they could see it worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you really trust them with your footage? Do you trust them with those files? So
Right. I feel like in this industry, the hardest thing to find is an editor.
The hardest thing definitely is 100% is the editor, bro. Because I feel like another thing is everybody wants to be in the front lines. Like a lot of people want to be on the front lines or be the face or be the name or be what's seen. And it's like a lot of people aren't comfortable with being on the back end or comfortable with being the editor or comfortable with doing that. Or they're not able to sustain that. You know what I'm saying? They're not able to be stable. It's like you'll have an editor for, you know, a month or two, and then after that it's like they found somebody else or somebody else is paying more or whatever. Or they believe in something and it just slide. Bro, I've had like 12 people on my team so far, and it's like every single one. After the 12th one, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm done. I'm just going back to dolo. I'm going back to solo dolo.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of big people. So what happens is like they get picked up, and it's like I'll put them on a contract or whatever and stuff like that, and like we'll be on a contract and like it'll be chill, but then I feel like I'm a damn, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm a damn landlord. Like I feel like, bro, like my goal is supposed to be to help you win and help you grow, but also help myself. And it's like I feel bad when I have you on a contract and I'm holding you because I know how I would feel if I was in a contract. So that's where it's like it hurts because like I work with a lot of big people and like let's say for example those big people can't get in touch with me, or they do get in touch with me but I'm busy or I have my own stuff going on or I'm traveling or I'm not in the city or I'm not in the state currently. They'll go up to one of my runner-ups and I'm like, okay, that's cool, and I have a runner-up on there, but they'll snatch up the runner-up.
Yeah, you gotta have non-compete on the contract.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's like it's just like, bro, because I be feeling bad because everybody that I get into it with is young. Right. And I want to see them eat, bro. I know you're hungry. Like I know how I am, and I'm just saying. So I know, like, and I want people to give me a chance. So I be trying to, you know, so I'll give you a chance. And they'll be like fucking great. Like they'll be like really good at what they do, bro. And they get snatched up. Like so, I don't even know. Like there's some big names that have snatched some of my guys up, and I'm like, man, like it's not that I care. Like I don't, but it's just like. The fact that they get snatched up and just forget that Taxi was the one who put them on. That's why I'm like, bruh, like it's not like I want an accolade or nothing. Just like check up on me, bro. Just ask me how I'm doing. Just like, oh, bro, you know, I appreciate you for putting me on with Jack, or I appreciate you for doing this with Jack. I'm like, okay, you know, so let me know. But yeah, bro. I've worked with some really big like YouTubers, artists.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. And I lost all my guys.
So
but I be chilling though.
Well, what's next for you? What could they look forward to?
So currently, you know what I'm saying, I'm working on some courses because I got forced into becoming an educator, apparently. But I've been creating a lot of content like that, so people want to learn from me for real. So I've been working on my courses and stuff like that. I got a few things like in the road. My courses, my ebooks on the way. I got some digital products that are already out. Some different like presets, stuff like that, editing LUTs, stuff like that. That people are like already copying and picking up. I got a giveaway going right now because I just hit 30K on Instagram. So a giveaway going right now. I'm giving out one of my custom book bags. Customize the book bag, give them 500 business cards, give them basically just give them the whole business starter pack, business cards, their own shirt, like a shirt like this, but with their business name on it. Different stuff like that, hard drive, just try to set them up really nice with their photography business so that way they could just, continue to go. Like that's the whole reason that I kind of really started is because I want to impact people, you know what I'm saying? It's not always about the money, like obviously money, you got to pay your bills, but I want to be able to impact people, you know what I'm saying? Because when I leave here, you can't take nothing with you. So I want to be able to leave a legacy, you know what I'm saying? To where people know me for me and they know how genuine I was and how good of a person that I was, because it's always my thing is like to impact, but I never had to impact and motivate and inspire, but I've never had the platform to do so. So now that I got the platform, I'm trying to start doing more of these things. I'm trying to start have a little community meetup, stuff like that. Because I already had people that be hitting me up from like, bro, I had people like overseas, but oh, bro, love coming from like Jamaica, love coming from over here, love coming from there. And I'm like, oh, bro, like dudes in Europe. I'm like, bro, like dudes in India are like, oh, bro, whenever you're out here, I got a studio, bro, just come by me, blah, 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 or hit me up. So I'm like, bro, I'm trying to start thinking of making, I always wanted to do photographer and model workshops, like teaching models. Like,
shit, well, if you need a studio to host it.
Oh yeah, that would hit. No cap. Yeah. That would definitely hit. But that's what's next. Like little workshops, teachings, and stuff like that. Trying to teach people everything that I know, because people just want to know it and continue to grow in that era and educate more. So I think that's what I'm gonna start doing next.
And then you got the clothing brand as well.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Create extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? Create extraordinary. If you don't fit in with the ordinary, then create extraordinary. It's for all the creatives and stuff like that feel like they don't fit in society today. And a majority of the pieces are black because when you wear all black, you want to fade in the back, you want to hide, you don't really want to be seen, but the message is so big. So on the back of it says like refuse to be ordinary, and the hoodie is all black. So it's like you're fading into the background, but they still see you. So that's kind of the vibe with that. So that's going great. It's been going. I got it in like the shadows right now because I got everything else that I'm pushing. So that when I attach it back to me, it'll go up. So. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's more so also about the impact as well. I'm not really trying to press it too much. I don't want to feel like I'm selling you on something. I just want to, sell the message.
Oh, yeah.
Sell the message. And I want you to join the community, the lifestyle, stuff like that.
So where can they find you at?
Oh, yeah, man. All platforms, Taxi PNG. Either taxi.png or Taxi PNG. We're on Patreon, Instagram, YouTube. All of those are Taxi PNG with no dot. Instagram is taxi.png. Twitter, Taxi PNG. So I try to just change everything around to where it's just Taxi PNG. So if you look me up, it's going to be Taxi PNG. Either you're going to look me up on Google, it's going to come up as Taxi PNG with my face, or a PNG image of a taxi. So one of those, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But nah, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, appreciate you for coming and checking out the studio, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, tap in with Taxi. Tap in with us here at TMC, and stay tuned for the next video.
Indeed. Taxi.